How's it going, YouTube? Today I will be going over the Galaxy Buds Pro versus the Galaxy Buds Plus. Now I'm going to break this video up into two different parts. The first part is going to be purely objective, so just the specs and like the stats, the main differences between them. And then the second portion of this video is going to be subjective, so just kind of my experience with both of these earbuds, how I feel about each of them, and how I feel about each of them when compared to one another. The Galaxy Buds Pro launched alongside the Samsung S21 Ultra and the other S21 line. The Buds Plus, on the other hand, have been out for about over a year now. So one of the biggest things that you're going to notice about the two buds are the different price points. MSRP or retail price on the Buds Pro is $199 or $200, and for the Buds Plus they are $149 or $150. Now that is going to really differentiate in time, because Samsung loves to throw these things out on sale. And I don't know if you guys have checked out the Samsung Shop app or even just their website, but they are now accepting wired headphone trade-ins. So if you have an old iPhone box sitting around or something like that, you could throw it in there and get $30 taken off of the Buds Pro, and I think it's like $20 off the Buds Plus. So the Buds Plus routinely go on sale, and then you can get these for like $90. These I was able to get for around $150. So depending on the time of year, or if Samsung is just feeling nice and gracious, you will be able to get these at a heavily discounted price. Now, besides the price, the biggest difference between these two are just the overall form factors. So the Buds Pro come in this Galaxy Buds Live kind of nice little square case, where the Buds Plus come in this blue pill case. Now the difference between these two cases is going to be subjective, like which one you like better. They're both fairly small and easy to fit in your pocket. Personally, I do like how this case just fits. It's just a nice little symmetrical square. This isn't too bad either. They both support wireless charging. They both have USB-C ports. They also both have the little LED indicator light of how powered your things are. So you have the light in there to let you know the power of the buds, and then the light out here to let you know the power of the case. If you're using these on a wireless charger, the light that is out here, as you can see, that one is kind of going yellow, so it's kind of around 50%, and this is green, so it's above 70, I believe. But either way, they both have a very nice rejuiceability of your headphones. The Galaxy Buds Plus have 11 hours on these buds, probably the best in the game, and is one of a huge selling point for these, for me at least personally. And then the case allows you to get another 11 hours, totaling 22, 24, depending on your volume and what you're listening to. The Buds Pro, on the other hand, it's a little bit more complicated. Your time will vary if you have active noise cancellation off, but if you have it on, you're gonna get 5 to 6-ish hours of listening time, which is roughly half of the Buds Plus, and you're going to get around 18 hours added on with the case. Now honestly, the battery life is not really a huge deal for me, because if I'm done using them for the day, I just plop these things on a wireless charger, and then they're just, you set it and forget it, everything's good to go. So there really is no scenario where I am sitting around and I am listening to these things for 11 hours straight. That is just really ear fatiguing and uncomfortable, to be truthful. However, one plus that 11-hour battery does have is the longevity of the battery inside the buds themselves. So as these degrade and the battery life goes from 11 hours to like 9 hours, 7 hours, these things are going to last you a lot longer as far as battery degradation goes. Now the next portion of this is in the top 3 most important things, at least to me when I'm buying headphones, and that is the form factor of the buds themselves. So these cases are both very small, wireless charging, they have all the neat little features, but how do they actually fit in your ear? Now, one of the biggest changes that Samsung decided to make with the Buds Pro is to completely take off the whole nice little silicone wingtip here and go for really just nothing. It has this sort of like shape here that is supposed to sit in your ears, and they're lightweight enough to where if you're not doing anything too crazy that they won't budge. But the only thing that you really have to secure these in here is this little earpiece here. The earpiece as well is, I'm not sure if you could tell too well, but it is an oval shape. So if you're used to the Buds Plus or the original Buds, this is just a nice little just normal circle, so it goes in your ears pretty much like the standard way that any kind of silicone ear tips go in. But this completely kind of changes the game and changes that circle into an oval. Now that circle and oval difference there is really going to come down to you and how your ears are just as an individual. But for me, the circle tips along with the silicone ear tip, these things are just money. The Buds Plus, these things stay in my ear doing heavy exercise, and I have absolutely no issues with these. These, on the other hand, it really is kind of, I'm trying to figure it out. I have a buddy who said that these just were not staying in his ear. The seal is not working out at all. He just could not get these to work. So what he did was he took the tip off and got the tip of his old Buds and then just kind of made it go in. You can get the normal Buds ear tip on here. It is not meant to, but now you have the old ear tip that may work a little bit better for you. So I highly suggest maybe buying different ear tips if the original ones that come with it don't fit, because if you don't have a good seal with these, then it really kind of just ruins the overall experience of these, because you need a good seal to get the active noise cancellation on the Buds Pro. So I highly suggest you experiment around and try and figure out what works for you. I've now gone over just about everything that is different between these two objectively that the normal person would notice. There are updated drivers. By drivers, I mean the drivers that push out the sound from these bad boys comparative to these. So in my personal opinion, the sound is just worth the upgrade in and of itself with these. Now, both of these Buds have probably some of the best microphones in the market. If you need to use these to take phone calls regularly, you're not going to have an issue with either of them. The only problem that comes into play is when you're using the microphones on these and the active noise cancellation and all that, it may drop the battery a little bit faster than it does on these. They both come with pretty much the exact same things. The only difference is the Buds Plus here come with different wingtips, so like a small, a large, and an attachment that doesn't have a wingtip on it, and this just comes with 3 different tip sizes. Other than that, you get a little USB cable in both of these. But like I said, I just throw them on a wireless charging pad, and that is really all I need with them. How do I feel about both of these? Are the Buds Pro worth the upgrade? Long story short, if you are a tech nerd / audiophile that just absolutely wants the best sound that you can get, along with the nice little, Samsung seamless ecosystem, then yes, hands down, it is worth the upgrade, at least for me personally. But if you just want a very nice set of buds, maybe for working out or for commuting, and you can get these for under $100, then I would definitely say go for these. But if these are in your budget, you're not going to need another pair of headphones for quite some time. The biggest kind of issue that I have with these over these, with the Pros, is the working out aspect of them. Without the silicone tip, it is extremely difficult to keep these in my ears while I'm sweating, running, and jumping. And something else that I've noticed as well is if I'm lifting weights or something of that nature, then there's no issue with them staying in or the sound or anything like that. But as soon as you start doing like aerobic exercises or running or cardio or something like that, where you're jumping up and down and the bud is kind of like doing this number, if you get sweaty and it just breaks the seal a little bit, the microphones on here do some weird kind of thing. It's hard to explain, where it honestly sounds like it's trying to get the outside frequency and mesh it good with the inside, but since you're all sweaty and jumpy, it makes like a weird staticky sound for a second. Now, I'm not sure if that's something that may be just an issue for me, but one thing I do know for certain is that I still get updates for the Buds Plus. I still get updates for my regular old Buds, which I don't have here right now. So any kind of issues that I have with these that can be fixed with software, I am fully confident that Samsung will do that. I mean, if you look at the Jabras, they didn't even launch with active noise cancellation, and a software update was able to add that to it. So I'm not really worried about these. I think they were kind of, I don't want to say rushed, but they were pushed out pretty early in my opinion, so they could launch along the S21. The overall sound quality of this is just really night and day when compared to this. The Buds Plus are really good, don't get me wrong, but if you have them side to side like I do now, you will certainly notice the difference. Overall, if you don't use these for working out primarily like I do every day, then the Buds Pro are just going to be, it's just awesome. The active noise cancellation, it's there. It's not AirPods or Sony level, but the sound quality, I think, is right up there with them, and if not there with them, at least just right there, nice and close. These are great little earbuds, great if you can get them for a steal under $100. And honestly, if you are going to be using earbuds every day for working out or going for runs, these are the way to go. Now, I could be completely, off about these. They may just fit in your ears perfectly and you may need, pliers to get them out. But for me, without the wingtip and with the way that these sit in your ear and kind of jettison out a little bit more, then they're just really hard to recommend to a runner or something of that nature. The other biggest difference is you actually lose functionality when it comes to these two buds. So as you can see, the Buds Pro is just kind of one giant surface. Now that is awesome if you're using your touch controls, because any part of that big old shiny surface is usable for your touch control. But you lose out on an awesome feature of the Buds Plus, where you can use this touch control, but and you kind of like tap the top and activate the accelerometer, or even hit your ear. If it basically just gets like tapped vigorously, then it adds extra functionality. So you could have like a tap for volume control and push on the surface to, or a hold on the surface for like opening Spotify or something, or activating transparency mode, and you lose the functionality of that extra tap, which I don't know why the Pro version would lose out features over the Buds Plus version, but it was very extremely odd that wasn't there anymore. I was looking forward to, holding the left button to, or holding the left surface to activate Spotify, and the right one to activate active noise cancellation / transparency mode, and then tapping it to use the volume. But now I have to choose whether I want to hold for volume or hold for Spotify / active noise cancellation. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I really love that on the Buds Plus, and it's just something else to think about if you're going to go for the upgrade. Speaking of touch controls, remember how I was saying I like to wear these for working out? So that huge giant surface is awesome for touching and all that, and is very sensitive. But again, if you're out here and you're running around and these start sliding out of your ears like that, if you just go to push it back in, as soon as you do that, you pause your music, you're holding down to activate something. Like, you can't comfortably move these around without activating any of the control features on here. So that is kind of a minor annoyance. Again, I'm just trying to find out which tips work perfectly for me. I've been experimenting with different things every day, small, medium, large, even the Buds Plus, and I feel like I'm starting to get to a place where they don't move around on me for a whole workout. But when you do find yourself kind of moving or adjusting, just know that you are going to activate either pause, play, volume up, Spotify, or whatever you have on here. Just something to keep in mind. Now for the final verdict, which of these would I choose? Given if price weren't an issue or anything of that nature, which would I choose? I would definitely choose these. The reasoning for that is the sound quality, and the sound quality alone. I am just a huge fan of the soundstage of these, and to me, to my ear, they kind of just blow these out of the water. These are great, and these are definitely great for the price, great for all the features, the app and everything. But if I'm just chilling out listening to tunes, I like doing it in the best audio kind of way that I can. And these provide that while also doing all the neat Samsung things with my Note 20 Ultra. That about wraps it up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to go for the Buds Pro. If you already have them, how you like them, if you have the Buds Plus, or if you want to get the Buds Plus. I do plan on making an extensive review of the Galaxy Buds Pro. I really want to crack the code on these and figure out how they can fit in my ear the best possible way, and see if I can find any kind of hacks for getting these to stay in while I am going for a run or something like that. If you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, subscribe. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.